So I can't believe I'm about to admit this, but I just recently found myself missing my ex-husband. Now, but before you go at me in the comments like, girl, let me explain. My bathroom sink, it wasn't draining. I've only lived here a few months, so why? I don't know. I had to unscrew that little drain plug in my master bathroom sink, pull it out, and proceed to not vomit repeatedly by whatever funk was hanging from it. And then I had to clean it. And then I had to sanitize my entire body because it was so disgusting. And that made me miss my ex-husband. He's the one that always cleaned those drains. And never have I missed a man so much in my life, because I would have invited him over for dinner if he would have cleaned that for me. That's how bad I missed him. But I put on my big girl pants. I did it myself. And now I don't miss him anymore. So we're fine. So I can't believe I'm about to admit this, but do you season your hot dogs? Because so I can't believe I'm about to.
One of the things that's so crazy to me is that so many ladies show you how much they hate men. If a man would have said this, hey, like I really miss my wife because I was really hungry and then I made a lasagna and I washed my own dishes and now I don't miss her anymore, there would be so much negativity in the comment section. Women are freely damn near pushed to be misandrous. And furthermore, it goes to show you that most women don't want a man to grow with. They want somebody who will come and do the things that they don't want to do and pay for their life. Outside of that, they really don't see a value or any value in any man. They just don't. Even though we built the damn world, but we have to pretend that they're bringing so much to the table, even though they can't even say what it is.
I've been divorced for 2 years and we were together for a total of 13. We got married on our 7-year dating anniversary, and then we were married for almost 6 years. And we really split because we weren't much of husband and wife. There wasn't much intimacy in our relationship, and I'm not just talking about physical. I'm talking about kind that's built through daily conversation, experiences, conflict, repair. And when we divorced, I very much wanted our divorce to be our own, just like our marriage was our own. We didn't need it to be a divorce. I did all the paperwork, all the filing. It managed to be less than $300. And I really so much just wanted to be able to maintain this friendship that we had cultivated for so long, support of each other. We have kids. I've been divorced for 2 years. Like our marriage was our own. We didn't need it to be a divorce. I did all the paperwork, all the filing. It managed to be less than $300. And I really so much just wanted to be able to maintain this friendship that we had cultivated for so long, support of each other. We have kids, we'll always be family. Literally, there's nothing worth it to me to sacrifice that relationship.
This is what kills me, man. This is what kills me. That this woman that women will break up their family. She just said, we still have kids. You still want to have a relationship with this man, some type of relationship, but you just said you were leaving him because there was no type of intimacy. So if there's no intimacy, why do you still want to talk to him? Why wouldn't you go and find somebody that still has, or that has the intimacy that you would want? Do you understand what I'm saying? Why so many men don't take what she's saying doesn't make any sense. This is why men don't take women seriously. You broke up your family and put your children at a statistical disadvantage because of something that you wanted. And now after you left him, you still want to keep him around. For what reason? If you left because he's not giving you what you wanted, but now you want him to stick around? Ridiculous.
Not an amount of money, not another person. He was there through stuff, he knows. And so there's been a couple times that I've brought up things to him recently of the stuff going on. And today I mentioned that I have a situation that's kind of crazy. And even though I didn't do anything wrong, I'm worried I'm going to be punished for it. And I just received a very long response about how he can no longer continue communicating with me about personal stuff for his own well-being. I'm well, I absolutely think that's valid and want what's best for him. It's just another person that I've loved and still love. kind of shut me out.
He
Like,
didn't.
Always.
He didn't shut you out. Do you see? Oh my God, man. The loops and the hoops that women will jump through in order to be the victim. He did not shut you out. You left him. You left him. Not only did you leave him, you broke up your marriage and your union that you had with God. Not only that, and this is probably what hurt him most. You did this for no reason. Because you still want him around. So obviously it wasn't that bad if you still want him around, enough so that you would set up your camera and cry on the internet. Why women do this, I don't know. Not only that, but you put you put your children that you had with him, y'all's children, you put them in a worse position based off of what you're selfish, based solely off of what you want. Obviously this man wasn't terrible because you still want to be in contact with him. You still want him around. You still want his masculine energy. You still want him to protect and provide for you. And now you're regretting it. That's all it boils down to. You're regretting it now. You realize that you did something stupid and you don't know how to fix it. You probably can't fix it.
Be there for him no matter what. And I want to be. We didn't divorce for any other reason than we just weren't husband and wife. We were like best friends. And I did everything for us and our family. And it was exhausting. I was lonely inside my relationship. And
well, here it goes.
Much lonelier than being lonely alone. I just couldn't do it forever. Not the kind of relationship I wanted to model for my daughter. It's not what I would want for her or my son. I just wonder what's wrong with me. I can respect it. It's kind of like breaking up again. Like I was never inappropriate, but I get it. It's a lot. My shit is a lot, but I do miss my friend.
She's an absolute psychopath. She's an absolute psychopath. And then to go on and further add insult to injury, add gasoline to the fire. She's gonna say she was so lonely in the relationship. Like, ladies, y'all kill me, man. I really want to know. This is what women want. They want you to be the type of man that earns all this money, but still you have all this time to hang out with her and do the things that she wants you to do, while simultaneously taking care of everything so that she can just live this easy, lazy lifestyle. And if you can't, then it's, well, I just gotta leave. I have to go. I don't know. This isn't what I want. This isn't what the women don't say, you know what, this might not be what I want, but this is what I need. This might not be what I want, but this is what I need. There are so many women like Tia Mowry that go out here and just completely destroy things for no reason. For no reason at all. All these ladies with this short attention span, well, if he doesn't do it in a month, or if he doesn't not buy me a Birkin bag or taking me on a vacation in 2 months, then we are through. How are you going to build a relationship like that? Do you ask yourself, what are you doing for him? What if men said that? Hey, man, well, listen, if she's not doing my laundry or cooking me meatloaf in the first 2 months, I'm gone, homie. I'm gone. Men will stick it out. We will stick it out. But women want everything up front while simultaneously offering not a damn thing.
So recently I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, you know, boyfriends, or like they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, you know, they had a big house, they had nice things. Like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced. And now, you know, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club, they just want to go to the bar, they just want to hang out, have a good time, and then that's it. She said no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like, I just want someone to...
The audacity to say that nobody wants to help you out. The audacity for you to leave the person who was helping you out and who was honestly taking care of you, and then be upset because nobody wants to take over that responsibility, is crazy to me.
A provider, not just a good time. So I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? And she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously.
Oh boy.
They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work, she doesn't have a mom, they haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, you know, I can't even find nobody, and he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you are single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility?
Right, but that's what so many men are going to think about you. So many men look at single mothers like, why would I go and take care of that? I'll have sex with her, but why would I go and take care of that? When she has all these kids. Listen, the days when women that used to have children, it wasn't that bad because those women brought a lot to the table. There were still ladies, they were still feminine, so men still got a lot. Those days are over. Being a father who steps in and it being like a noble thing, those days are over. Now men look at other men that are stepfathers like, homie, why are you simping out? You know how these women are. You're not going to get anything in return. You're not going to get anything in return. Especially during this economy, it doesn't make any sense. So men are saying the exact same thing. The same thing that she was just saying about why he would get with a woman with kids. And she listed off all those things. There's a group of men saying the exact same thing about her. Even if she is fine. Yeah, I'm gonna get with her, date her a little bit, and then throw her back to the water when I'm done. And it's a sad reality, but it is what it is. And ladies don't like to hear this because it makes you face that reality.
And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was just giving her a hard time, not gonna lie, because it was kind of funny to me, because I was like, I could tell that she regretted her decision. I could tell. And I've seen a lot of people do shit like this where they get divorced for reasons that are not, I'm not gonna say they're not valid because everybody's feelings are valid, but they're fixable problems. Like, I don't know if you guys have this wrong idea of marriage that is supposed to be like fun and happy all the time. It's not. I feel like every relationship literally depends on compromise. Like, you gotta compromise something. You cannot have everything. And to be honest with you, like, if she was willing to give up on him that quick, like, maybe she just didn't love him that much. Because I cannot even imagine just me being like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna divorce my husband, you know, like, no, you figure it out, you work it out. But I could tell that she's regretting it because what she thought she wanted is not what she thought she wanted.
These are the videos that women need to watch.
I was a selfish in my marriage. I've been divorced now almost 4 years, but I was married to my ex-husband 16 years and with him 18 years. Nothing was ever good enough. I took him for granted. He seriously rolled out the red carpet for me. He was sweet, kind, generous. He told me how much he loved me 5 times a day. He told me how beautiful I was every day. He'd wake me up in the morning because he knows I love massages. Wake me up, rubbing my shoulders. He'd rub my feet every evening while we were watching TV. He adored me. He was amazing. Like, on paper, it's what every girl wants. Seriously. I took it for granted. And now I lost that. That's my biggest regret in life, is not saving the whole family aspect. The grass is not always greener on the other side, ladies. It's not. What I always wanted, I had all along. So we have good right in front of us, and we don't know how to take care of it.
Women go through this, the grass is always greener type of thing, right? Maybe she was bored. Maybe he was doing too much and she got bored. I always tell you that the guys need to like hold frame in the sense that you can be a gentleman. In fact, if you have a really good woman, treat her well. But when you see that they're starting to not appreciate it, starting to take advantage of you, starting to treat you like dirt, you gotta put your foot down. You gotta step in and be like, hey, listen, I don't like your attitude. That's not going to work for me. You gotta holding frame means that you have self-respect. He needed to step up at some point in that situation and draw the line, right? Put her in her place. And it sounds like he didn't. Now, maybe that would have worked. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe she was a grass is the always greener kind of girl. Maybe she thought she could replace him really easily. And guess what? She learned she couldn't. And she knows that now, right? To her credit, she knows that now. But he got a girlfriend who's treating him well, and she's alone.
It happens every single time. The story that I just played, she had a good man. So many women either leave good men or push good men away. I'm not saying that men are perfect, because we do some crazy stuff too, but we have to acknowledge that a lot of women do some insane things in order to make a man go away, to go find the peace in another woman by going off and cheating. But even still, when a man cheats, he doesn't leave his family. He'll come back. Men have even said, like, yeah, I cheated on my wife, but I would never leave her, because that's his job. I made a union with God. I'm going to be here for the long run. A lot of women run these men off, and then they get mad when they when that man won't come back, or then they get mad and bitter when they can't find another one. Another lady is Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner did the exact same thing. The exact same thing. You had a baller, you had the baby, but you just couldn't make it work. You couldn't make it work. Now he's married with his own another family. He started a whole new family because you couldn't get your life together. Gone are the days where y'all just keep saying that it's all a man's fault, when we have women like this and women posting their videos saying how they were dumbasses in their marriage or in their relationship.
Right? She's alone, and guess what? She went out into the dating world and found out that the grass wasn't always greener, right? And that he had set the bar high, and that this magic Prince Charming from Cinderella was not just going to appear for her and do everything right all the time and be at her beck and call and all of these things. And she had to self-reflect. She had to get rejected ultimately to self-reflect, because what happened was here is that he was doing and doing and doing. She gets out into the dating, and they probably were like, some guy probably said to her, I'm not going to take your shit. These are the videos that women need to watch. You see what you're doing? If your husband wakes up one day and says, I'm tired, and leaves, you're going to be up creek. The grass is not always greener. What a message. Good on you, honey.
So we met in our early 20s. We got married at 27, and we did not have the connection and the chemistry that we should have, if that makes sense, in like the bedroom. And I married the nice guy, and he married the hot girl. And we were best friends. Got along so well. We did not fight. We got along so well. But after 14 years together, 12 years married, that lack of chemistry and connection became a huge hole in our marriage. And we filled it with other people. So it was just, our marriage had run its course.
So she cheated.
And
okay. Women are real tricky with words, man. Because if he cheated, she would just say, and then he cheated on me. She said we filled it with other people. Meaning, she cheated first, and then he probably got some. Then he started cheating. Because we all know women love to be the victim. If he did something first, she would have said, and then he cheated on me, so then I was forced to cheat back. No, she cheated on this man, and then he probably got sick of it and cheated on her. And then to say that, whenever I hear ladies say there was no intimacy in the bedroom, normally what that means is that she probably was bored, but she did no work to try to spice it up. They think that the man should do everything. Oh, the sex is bad? Well, he should do. Why don't you do something, lady? Why don't you get some toys? Why don't you put on a wig? Why don't you throw on some lingerie, since you're gonna crown yourself the quote unquote hot girl, which I mean, to give you the benefit of the doubt, this was 12 years ago, so I'll give you that.
Our kids together, and that's awesome. And he's happily remarried, and that's great. And I'm happy for him.
Good.
So my divorce post is not rare. Yeah. So did I know before I got married? Of course I did.
And still
I
did.
was 27 when I got married. I was 26 when I got engaged. You think you know everything in your 20s. And everyone had told me my entire life, passion fades, passion fades, passion fades. So I took that as you didn't need it. If it fades, why do you even need it? Better off to marry the nice guy, right? I had dated all the douchebags in my 20s and had my heart broken. So I was like, I'm going to go with the nice guy. And to be perfectly honest, he'd been a nerd in high school. He'd never gotten the pretty girls. And I think he married me because I was beautiful. I am beautiful, you know? And
Oh my gosh.
we were best friends. Best friends. And that carried us along for a long time until it didn't.
All right, here's a little story. Fellas, pay attention. So I don't just do hair, I actually own a salon. And one of my other stylists has a client, and every time she comes in to get her hair done, which isn't all the time, but it's often enough, her husband gets there hours before her to drop off a box of chocolates for her. This man leaves his home, goes to the chocolate store, which is 2 doors down, buys this woman a box of chocolates, and drops him off at the salon. So when his wife gets there, her stylist presents her with a box of chocolates, and she gets her hair done. Now, I don't need you to be exclusive with me, but I'm looking for that level of commitment. I'm looking for a man who's going to bring me chocolates to my hair appointment.
Do you see how silly women are? She just said she's looking for that level of commitment, but she had something that was far greater. You had a man who said that he would die for you. You had a man who was willing. You're talking about a box of chocolates on one day for a 3-hour hair appointment. This man said, I will spend the rest of my life with you, taking care of you. She doesn't see that as a commitment, but she sees bringing a stupid box of chocolates as as like the end all be all. Oh, this is some Titanic Jack and Rose love right here. This is it. This is that love that can't be recreated, because he purchased her a $7 box of chocolates so she can come and get her hair done. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, you don't know what this woman is doing behind closed doors for this man to say, you know what? She's doing such a kick-ass job as being my wife. I'm going to go down here and get her these chocolates. Maybe once or twice, however many times she gets her hair done for that month or for that whatever it is. I'm going to go down here, and 2 times out of the month, I'm going to just buy a box of chocolates, go down here and give it to her hairdresser because I know she likes it. You know, it is what it is. I'm just trying to keep the peace. But you don't know what she's doing. So many women think that all women are the exact same in relationships. Y'all think that you're just good women because you're pretty. Or because you're a wife, you just automatically assume that she's a good woman. Stop comparing your life.
Or coffee. Don't stay for the kids. That's like one of the number one things I'm seeing in my comments. I'm staying for the children. I'm staying for the children. Part of the reason I left was because of the children. I get it. Thinking about having your children only half the time is nauseating, right? It makes you sick to your stomach to think about. But I didn't want to set the example for my children that lukewarm was what marriage looked like.
But you think that setting the example of, hey, I'm struggling by myself is a better example? you think which one is a better example? Hey kids, like, marriage isn't always going to be this hunky-dory sunshine and rainbows type of experience. But as an adult who takes marriage seriously and who takes the family seriously, sometimes you might have to be in a little uncomfortable spot until it gets better. But it will get better as long as both parties continue to work on it. Or if you're not happy, just leave and break up your family. It doesn't matter about the kids. It doesn't matter if the kids will suffer. Break up your family and you do what's happy for you. Women give some of the worst advice that I have ever hurt. The work, especially the other women. You're already struggling right now because you get to see your children half the time, and then you're gonna turn around and tell other women, hey, go ahead and leave. Just leave. Just leave. I know it's gonna hurt you to see your children half of the year. Once it's all added up, you get to see your children half of the year, but as long as you're happy. And by the way, you're only gonna be happy for a little bit, because those late nights when you have nothing to do, you're gonna miss your family. You're gonna miss hearing your husband in downstairs. You're gonna miss hearing the pitter patter of your children's feet run across the hardwood floor or up the stairs, because you told them 4 times to go to bed and now you're coming to get them. You're gonna miss that, the family unit, especially as you get older, and men slow down on approaching you because you're getting old. Men don't want an old woman. It's a shame. It really is a shame. This is what feminism has caused.
And if you don't have a healthy marriage, your kids will know. And then they'll think that's what marriage is. And then they'll get into a marriage and think, well, this is like my parents. Would you tell your children to stay in a marriage that didn't fulfill them? Always just trying to keep it real, but, and I'm not the lady who cries on TikTok, but sometimes being a single mom is hard.
I just said it.
Because you don't have anybody else to rely on except for yourself. And so my hot water heater went out, and I now have to miss my youngest son's flag football game, which I only get to go to every other week because I work on the weekends that I don't have them. And now I have to miss it because I have to stay home for a damn hot water heater to be installed. And it's just super frustrating at times because I'm the only adult in the house. And so now I have to leave him and go do that. And it's just, sometimes it's just hard to not have anybody to rely on. And yes, while I have a boyfriend, he doesn't know my kids. They're not involved. And so he can't be at my house. He can't.
This is the insanity, man. This lady says she has a boyfriend, but he doesn't even come around the house or the kids. So you don't have anybody. You just have somebody who you're giving the buns away to for free. He has no obligation for you. And y'all think that this is better? If you were still married to your husband and you weren't a weirdo, you would still have that man. He would say, nah, hun, you go to the game. I'll stay. He'll probably love it. I'll stay here, make me a little sandwich. I get to watch the game for a little bit while I'm waiting on the guy to come with the hot water heater. He's not thinking about that little league game. No scouts, no Major League Baseball scouts are at a little league game. He's chilling. Yeah, hun, you stay at the game. I'm gonna make me a little sandwich, little chips on the side with a pickle, little grape soda. Kick my feet up on this lazy boy and wait for this hot water heater man to get here. Or he would just replace the hot water heater, depending on where it is and depending on how savvy it is. So either way, your husband would have put you in a position where you didn't have to worry about it, is what I mean. Where you wouldn't have to be making this video crying in the car with your gray hair. You've tied yourself to a man who you can't even rely on, and you think you're winning in life?
Help. It's just me. And sometimes it's hard. And that's real.
I'm the mother of your child. Like, that doesn't warrant a happy Mother's Day. Can't even send a quick text. A text message literally takes 5 seconds. You can speak into Siri, like, hey, happy Mother's Day, send.
She got gifts from her family, but she's losing it because the man she destroyed isn't sending her a 3-word text message. It really does go to show how it's not about Mother's Day, it's about getting attention when it isn't even deserved.
So, I don't know how to get over my ex. I admitted it. It's been like 5 months since my breakup, and when I tell you that I wake up every day with the most crippling anxiety of my life, I would not be lying. I have tried everything. People say make more friends. I've made so many friends, and it just doesn't fill the void that I have. People say get new hobbies. I joined golf. I'm doing skating. I joined a gym for the first time in my life. I really started doing more art stuff. Still cannot get over my ex.
Those things aren't working because she doesn't want them to work. She wants to stay miserable so she can feel sorry for herself. Plus, it gives her even more excuses to complain about her life.
So we have a court order signed by the judge that the child goes with him. What judge?
The Marion County one.
So here's the deal. She's talking about if we take her, she's going to go to jail. We don't want to arrest her because it's going to do nothing but make her look bad. We don't want her in trouble. We don't. So, because then if she tries to go to get the kid back, it looks like she got arrested. Why we did this? By order of the judge. But please listen to me, dear.
It takes a lot of work to get a court order to do something like this, and her nervous breakdown just proves that the child is better off and safer with their father.
By us doing this signed by a judge, if she ends up getting arrested for interfering with this while we're doing it on behalf of a judge, I don't look real bad on her, and I don't want her in trouble. I don't. Please stress that. So it's signed by a judge.
It's disturbing to know how many children are growing up in homes just like this. A lot of these kids had their futures stripped away from them because of crap like this.
Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Eventually, people are waking up, and we're starting to see, even men and women are both starting to see that it's not the men. It's not the men. Majority of the time, it's the women. And the government has emboldened you to make these crazy decisions that aren't in your best interest. Guys, that's it for today's video. If you haven't already, hit that like. Comment down below your thoughts. If you're somebody like this, just let me know. If you still want another good video, click this on your left. If you want a great one, click it on the right, and I will see you on another video.